Hey everyone, please support what I do to help keep Greyhawk alive by subscribing to the channel. Also, please consider becoming a channel member to get early access to videos, exclusive live chats, quarterly adventure modules, and more. Thanks, and enjoy the show. Today we're going to talk about one of Greyhawk's least appreciated deities, Ralishaz the Unlooked-for. Today on Greyhawk Grognard. Ralishaz first appeared in Dragon magazine and then was quickly incorporated into the Gold Box set, which is where I'm going to start off here with Ralishaz the Unlooked-for, lesser god, chaotic, neutral with evil tendencies, the god of chance, randomness, bad luck, misfortune, and madness. So you can understand why he wouldn't be exactly the most popular deity of the Floness. Ralishaz is the deity of chance, ill luck, and misfortune. He is looked to as the one who causes unforeseen events which bring woe more than weal. He is also the deity of chance and randomness, and so is regarded as the patron of gamblers and those who take unusual risks, although his intercession is unlooked for, hence his title. He doesn't have a fixed appearance. He can appear as a male or a female, ugly or beautiful, rich or poor. He often appears as a beggar, and he will be seen gambling in that guise. Other times he flips from one appearance to another very rapidly, and it's very disquieting. He has an aura of disquiet about him. It is said that in addition to the powers normal to an 18th level high priest and a spellbinder, which I think is an 8th level illusionist, Ralishaz can put people to sleep with his gaze. They can age a person, and he can lay curses. Few formally worship Ralishaz, although there are a handful of small shrines and temples in large cities and out-of-the-way places. Clerics of Ralishaz wear vari-colored robes of differing materials, so sort of like Colin Baker's doctor. It is noteworthy that these clerics never seem to suffer misfortune or ill luck unless it is very, very bad indeed. The ceremonies of worship of Ralishaz involve random notes on musical instruments, babbling paeans, and frequent casting of augury devices and wildly varying conditions of light and darkness, noise and quiet, heat and chill. If we look at the listing in the glossography, which is also part of the gold box, the worshippers' alignments have to be chaotic, which makes a lot of sense. His hit points are variable depending on the appearance that he has. You actually roll. He's got 140 hit points, and then you roll 5d10 to add to that to see how many hit points he has this time, which I think is a nice little thing. The plus of weapons needed to hit him varies. Also, it's a neat random wild thing that I think really works in this case. In addition, Ralishaz can sometimes reverse the effects of attacks. There is a 1 in 20 chance that an attack affecting the deity will actually affect the attacker, and there is a 1 in 20 chance that both Ralishaz and the attacker will be affected equally. And if at 3rd to 6th level, roll a d4, so even the clerics are affected. The clerics of this deity gain the ability to sleep by gaze once per day, and you get a saving throw. So yeah, it's a very interesting thing and a very interesting god. And first edition, they do get the specialty clerics do get that ability at some random level, which I think is really neat. However, this god we're not done with him yet because he does appear later. So in From the Ashes, which was for 2nd edition D&D, we get another description of Ralishaz. Most of it is the same as we saw before, except they do add a few little things, and there are more specialty priests things. For example, victims of misfortune may try to placate Ralishaz. Gamblers invoke him. Those in peril beseech him. Those planning speculative, high-risk adventures will make offerings to him. His cult has grown somewhat after the war, which is an interesting thing. Priests of Ralishaz, they have the spell spheres of chaos, charm, combat, divination, guardian, healing numbers, yada yada yada. They can't turn undead. They can do the sleep thing like they did in 1st edition, but in addition, at 5th level, they reduce damage from 1 melee blow against the priest to half. At 7th level, they get the wizard spell Fumble. And at ninth level, they gain saving throw versus spells, which normally allow no save, which is I think a good thing. They also have a new spell, an actual, a new specialty spell that they only get called Protection from Misfortune, which is a fourth level spell. I think this is great. Um, when the spell is in operation, the priest is able to negate misfortunes. In game terms, the priest is permitted to re-roll a certain number of dice rolls that produce results unfortunate for him. He may re-roll his own saving throws and attack and damage rolls made against him by enemies, unless those resulted in his death. He may not re-roll his own attack rolls, damage, or saving throws of others. Any particular die roll can only be re-rolled once. It lasts for one turn per level of priest, or until between 0 and 7, the 8-1 rolls have been re-rolled. The sting of this in this spell is this: if the priest rolls a natural 1 when re-rolling any roll, the outcome is the worst possible, i.e., a 6 hit die fireball would automatically inflict 36 points of damage on the priest. So, as they said in the description, they don't have bad luck, but when they do, oh boy, is it bad. So I thought that was a really neat thing. The In 3.5, they are mentioned. They don't really go into a lot of detail about the clerics of Ralishaz. No real differences in the gazetteer for the priests. So it's he's mentioned in a bunch of different little places. Nothing too substantive. His home plane is called the Kiss of Luck, which is a neat little thing. And he's got little shrines and temples all over the place. He's mentioned it a bunch of times in Dragon and Dungeon and so forth like that. Nothing too substantive. There's not a lot to him, which is a shame because I think this is could be a really fun deity. If you wanted to have divine interventions in your campaign, this could be a great one to have. Because you could just imagine this whirlwind of chaos surrounding him wherever he goes. Just like the most unlikely things start happening. I mean, it could be a lot of fun. So, not a deity that you see too often raised in adventures and such, but one that's often noted and mentioned as being around, but not a deity you really want to have with you. So anyway, sorry this is a short one, but that's Ralishaz. You never know what you're going to get. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will talk to you all later.
Thanks for watching today's video. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Below you'll find links to my Patreon, which helps make these videos possible. You'll also find the web store where you can buy my books, and my blog where you'll find all sorts of free downloads and other articles. Thanks, and have a great day.